everyone. Welcome to the June episode of Let's Talk Tech. I'm Debbie Dotson, and I'm so happy to be here and able to share technology tools and ideas with you each month on Village TV. Today we have a lot of interesting info, from choosing a smartphone to putting the U in YouTube and much more. First up, a little tech history. In June of 1995, the LA Times reported on the merging of religion and technology in Vatican City, where Father Leonard Boyle was working to put the Vatican's library on the World Wide Web, bringing the computer to the Middle Ages and the Vatican Library to the world. In June of 1991, the US and Japan announced an agreement on a pact governing countries' microprocessor trade. This is really relevant because previously there had been trade restrictions, and this meant that we could cross-sell computers. Although not necessarily tech history, Dr. Morton Maurer, a former Maryland-based cardiologist who helped invent an automatic implantable defibrillator that has helped countless heart patients live longer and healthier lives, has died at the age of 89. The device was invented back in 1965, but the FDA didn't approve it until 1985. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to June. Summer is here.
Hi, Debbie, and happy June to you, and I hope you had a very nice birthday last month.
Thank you. I did.
Oh, good. June is here, and I hope that there are going to be a lot of barbecues and pool time, and I hope that there isn't going to be a lot of June gloom. Anyway, on to the question of the month. It is time for a new phone, and with so many smartphones to choose from, how do I know which one to buy?
Wow, that is a really deep question and could take a couple days, but I'll do my best to try to answer you. It's mind-boggling how many phones there are to choose from. Funny though, my friend just bought her parents Jitterbug flip phones because they never embraced using smartphones, and that is an option. But today's phones and the ability to stay connected to the metaverse will continue to grow. Buying a new smartphone can be a daunting process, especially if you don't know a lot about technology. So let's go over some overall basics. First, finding the right carrier. There are many to choose from, and likely you might stay with the one that you already use. Set your budget. This is very important because features and functions cost more. Finding the right operating system. Do you want an Android operating system or an iOS, which is Apple? Play around with them. Go to a store like Best Buy or Costco and just look at them all. Pick them up, see how they feel in your hand, but don't get talked into anything by the salesperson. Clearly indicate you are not ready to buy. So some specifics. Speed and storage capacity. Phones have two kinds of memory: random access memory, or RAM, and read-only memory, or ROM. Your phone's RAM is crucial to the multitasking element. From basic operating system functions to games, each app needs a bit of memory to function. The more memory you have, the more apps you can run on your phone. Usually phones with at least 2 gigabytes worth of RAM is enough for everyday tasks. Unless you run multiple apps at one time, the average phone will be sufficient. So then think about some other things. Do you need an expansive display? How big of a screen do you need or want? You might want a larger display, but then it will be harder to carry in your pocket or your purse. Consider the type of glass on the phone. Will you need to put a screen protector on, which will be an extra cost? Is the phone waterproof or water resistant? Well, waterproof is scary. I don't know that any are. Most newer models have some protection, not like the old days where you had to keep a bag of rice in case your phone took an unwanted swim. Does it have a versatile camera? I could do a whole show on this part. The cameras being added to phones are really phenomenal. My new iPhone 13 has so many options and settings, I am going to have to take a class. Built-in security. Some phones use numeric codes, fingerprints, facial recognition, and drawing a symbol on the screen to open it up. The iPhone has an option now to even do facial recognition while wearing a mask. Maximum mobility with 5G, which is the newest signal around, but you can still use 4G and LTE as well. Battery life is a really important factor. How long does your charge last? How fast can you recharge? Over a period of time, the ability for a battery to hold a charge degrades, so the battery can be replaced, and how much is that going to cost you?
Wow, Debbie, that's a lot to consider.
It sure is.
I'm going to have a lot of homework.
Yes, with the cost of smartphones in many cases near $1,000, you really want to take your time and consider exactly how you'll use your phone. If you're just texting and calling people, then a less expensive phone might be okay. If you use your phone in place of your computer for many things, then you might want to spend the extra money. Longevity and functionality will matter.
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. And thanks for joining me for such a great question.
Thank you very much, Debbie.
All right.
Next month.
Next month. And up next, we'll discuss fall notification devices.
Pacific Cremation Services offers you the ultimate freedom to become one with the salty breezes and brilliant sunset reflections. A scattering at sea is a unique, beautiful way to honor the life of anyone who chooses to be cremated. We help you plan the details and understand what to expect. Choose from our 3 simple plans and let us help you start the process of healing and life celebration. Contact us at pacificcremationservices.com to create a personalized service at sea today.
In a past show, we discussed devices for fall notifications, such as Life Alert, a wearable device, but also wearables on your wrist, like an iWatch, which will call 911 and notify your emergency contact. Recently, a personal situation prompted me to take a few minutes today to show you how to make sure your watch or your loved one's watch is ready to go should you fall. Apple Watch SE or Apple Watch Series 4 or later can detect a high-impact activity like a fall and immobility. Fall detection is automatically activated for users age 55 and older who enter their information in the Apple Watch Health app, while others will need to manually activate this feature. To use Emergency SOS on an Apple Watch that does not have cellular, your iPhone needs to be nearby. If your iPhone isn't nearby, your Apple Watch needs to be connected to a known Wi-Fi network, and you must set up Wi-Fi calling. When you make a call with Emergency SOS, your Apple Watch automatically calls local emergency services and shares your location with them. So what happens if your Apple Watch detects that you're immobile? If your Apple Watch detects that you are immobile for about a minute, it begins a 30-second countdown while tapping you on the wrist and sounding an alert, so you'll feel it. The alert gets louder so that you or someone nearby can hear it. If you don't want to call emergency services, tap to cancel. When the countdown ends, your Apple Watch will automatically contact emergency services. When the call connects, your Apple Watch plays an audio message that informs emergency services that your Apple Watch detected a hard fall, and then it shares your current location as latitude and longitude coordinates. If you previously turned on the Share During Emergency Call setting under your medical ID is also automatically shared with emergency services. The first time the message plays, the audio is at full volume, but then the volume is reduced so that you or someone nearby can talk to the responder. The message continues to play until you tap Stop Recorded Message or the call ends. Wrist detection must be turned on for your watch to automatically call. Open the Settings app on your Apple Watch, tap Passcode, and then make sure wrist detection is turned on. How do you make a call? To call emergency services, drag the Emergency SOS slider in the alert. If you call emergency services, you can end the call when your call is finished, or if you no longer need emergency care. Tap the End Call button. On the End Call screen, tap Yes. Open the Settings app on your Apple iWatch. Go to SOS, then Fall Detection, then turn on Fall Detection. You can also open the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, tap My Watch, tap Emergency SOS, and then turn on Fall Detection, which will of course give you a larger screen to help you. To turn fall detection on or off, open the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, then tap the My Watch tab. Tap Emergency SOS. If fall detection is on, you can always select Always On or Only On during workouts. Set up your medical ID and add emergency contacts by opening the settings on your iPhone, then tap Health, Medical ID, then tap Edit. You enter your date of birth and other pertinent health information. To add an emergency contact, tap the Add button under Emergency Contacts. Tap a contact, then add their relationship. To remove an emergency contact, tap the Remove button next to the contact, then tap Delete. If you want to make your medical ID available from the lock screen, turn on Show When Locked. In an emergency, this gives information to the people who want to help. This can be very important if there is something you are allergic to, have an implant, or something else that a first responder should know if you're unable to communicate. To share your medical ID with emergency responders, you should turn on Share during emergency call. When you make a call or send a text to emergency services on your iPhone or Apple Watch, your ID will automatically be shared with emergency services. This was a lot of information, so if you would like to learn more, I would encourage you to visit the Apple website, or if you have another wearable device like a Samsung watch or another smartwatch, please visit their websites for step-by-step instructions on setting this feature up. All of these devices will need to be updated to the latest operating system. And if it doesn't have its own cell line, your phone will need to be nearby in a pocket or a purse for the communication. But many wearables come with a phone line. And we'll be back in a moment. All right, so here we are in the PC workshop. So you may not know that I'm the education chair of the PC Club. So I wanted to take this opportunity to show you what we have here for our residents and their guests. So when you first come in, you have all the software that are on the computers here, plus the names of the supervisors and some more pertinent information. And you check in with the greeter. If you needed books regarding different softwares and things like that, they would all be here. We have over 35 computers here in the workshop. Now, all the computers right now have Windows 10. We haven't moved to Windows 11 yet, but someday that will happen. We'll have to do it. And we also have a lot of printers, scanners, different tools that people might need when they're working on that. And you can come here and print up to 5 pages for free. And of course, we accept donations if you want to print more. Back over here, follow me, is a little workshop area where people can bring in their laptops and have people work on them for them. So there are some cables and some tools and some things. Right here, we also have Chromebooks. So if you're interested in Chromebooks, we did part of an episode. We talked about Chromebooks and the importance of Chromebooks. So if you want to try one out, here's one right here for you to use. And then back here, we have a computer with what's called Iris, which is a special program. And one of the greatest things about the PC workshop, look at that view. It's a great view. Okay, and before we move on, this computers over here are digital photo computers. So you're able to print from here and use different things. And you have a little scanner specifically for photos. The workshop is open every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 to 3. And hopefully it'll start opening on Saturdays when the community center building is open, and maybe even by the time this show airs. So if you need a computer and you need wireless internet connectivity or something, come on up. We're always here to help you. And now we're going to go over and just take a peek at the education center, which is in the adjoining room. So we're in the PC workshop, which is open to the general public. Now we're in the PC Education Center, which is right next door. We hold classes here monthly on a variety of PC topics. So I just wanted to bring you in and just show you that we have 25 computers in here and regular classes. And if you go to thepcclub.org, it has a list of all of our classes. Welcome back. Criminals are continuing to scam Zelle users. As discussed in a previous episode, Zelle is a peer-to-peer payment service created by a consortium of major U.S. banks, including Bank of America, Chase, Capital One, and Wells Fargo. It charges no fees and works with almost 1,500 banks and credit unions. The New York Times reported that last year people sent $490 billion through Zelle, more than twice Venmo's $230 billion. Most of the reported Zelle scams consist of pure social engineering, which is manipulating people with fraudulent information and scare tactics. Scammers use false claims and representations to get people to unknowingly authorize money transfers. A common Zelle scam involves an email or a text message using a user to confirm a large fake payment. When the user replies that they didn't authorize that transfer, the scammer follows up with a phone call pretending to represent the bank and spoofing the financial institution's phone number. So you think it's for real. They walk the caller through the bogus instructions on how to reverse the unauthorized claims that instead actually transfer your money to the criminals. Do not respond to unsolicited text messages or emails. This advice holds true for all suspected scams, not just ones involving Zelle. If you receive a message that says it is from your bank, but you didn't contact them first, don't respond. Instead, call your financial institution directly and inquire about your account and any potential security issues. Use a verified number. Assuming there are no problems with your account, you can also inform your bank that you've been phished. If you've given out some personal info because of a phishing attempt, you can work with your bank to protect your account. Watch for urgent deadlines or requests from new recipients. If someone says you need to act immediately to resolve a financial problem, this is a big alarm. Scammers use scare tactics and a sense of urgency to make you panic and less likely to think critically. A real alert is not going to just say you have to respond within 30 minutes. If you notice any suspicious behavior from someone claiming to represent your bank, a utility, or other organization asking for immediate payment, hang up and call the business directly at a verified number. Also, be wary of requests from any banks, businesses, or utilities for new Zelle payments, especially if you've never paid them via Zelle before. If you receive any request to pay with Zelle, contact the organization directly through their official website or phone number to get more information. Obviously, if you have never used Zelle before, just ignore and delete the message. You should use Zelle only for transfers to people or businesses you know and trust. If you do make a payment with Zelle, you may not be able to recover the money if you were scammed or mistakenly authorized the payment. This has happened to many people now. While Zelle provides a convenient and easy payment service, limiting its use to people you know personally will cut down on your risk of getting scammed. And remember, contacting your financial institution directly or on a verified number before you do anything is always the best course of action. While clicking a few buttons might seem quick and easy, if you're dealing with your money, it's always better to take the time and to make sure it is totally legitimate. And now, putting the U in YouTube.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Get the latest updates on what's happening in Laguna Woods Village. Watch This Day with Lisa Hart every Monday through Saturday, or watch anytime on our YouTube channel, Village Television.
So you probably hear a lot of people saying it's on YouTube. In fact, I mention it each episode that we are on YouTube besides watching us on Channel 6. If you have a device, it's right there, or on your smart TV, it's one of your options. It could take a whole show here to go into all the things you can do with YouTube, so I'm going to just share a few interesting thoughts. So YouTube is a free video sharing website that makes it easy to watch online videos. We've all done it. You can even create and upload your own videos and share with others. Originally, it was created back in 2005, and it's now one of the most popular sites on the web, with visitors watching over 6 billion hours of video every month. One reason YouTube is so popular is the sheer number of videos you can find. On average, 100 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute, so there's always something new to watch. And you'll find all kinds of videos on YouTube: adorable cats, quirky cooking demos, exercises from chair yoga to circuit training, and a whole lot more. I know my husband has a degree in YouTube cooking. YouTube videos are free to watch, but many now include some form of third-party advertisements, much like commercials on TV. Ads may appear before a video begins, although most can be skipped after a few seconds by tapping the X over to the right-hand side of the screen. While it's not necessarily required, signing into YouTube does allow you to make a library of videos and also subscribe to different channels. Signing in allows you to like and comment on videos you find, share videos more easily, and even upload and edit your own videos. And don't forget, subscribe to Village Television and to Let's Talk Tech there. So you'll need a Google account if you want to sign into YouTube. Once you've signed in, the YouTube homepage will appear and you'll see trending and popular videos, videos recommended for you, and much more. If you see a video you want to watch, just click it to start playing, or you can add it to your library for watching later. No matter where you are on YouTube, you can use the guide on the left to quickly navigate the site. Simply click the menu button in the upper left-hand corner of any YouTube page to open the guide at any time. From here, you can navigate your playlists, channels, view history, and more. YouTube offers even streaming options for a monthly fee, including live local television shows. I mention this because you can actually use YouTube for full viewing options similar to Hulu or your Roku or Amazon TV. They have options for people to broadcast live via YouTube as well. For example, I was recently able to watch Coachella and Stagecoach live from Indio, which was great. Those concerts were awesome. Most major news channels offer live broadcasts, and often sporting events are even shown on YouTube Live. So let's talk about logging in without a password. The next frontier of technology includes this feature. It's called FITO, F-I-T-O, which is Fast Identity Online, and it'll allow apps and websites to identify users by scans and fingerprints. My new iPhone has face recognition already, as I mentioned earlier, and laptops come with the ability to use a fingerprint, and so do many phones. Remember those spy movies where they needed to use their eye to open doors? Well, that's becoming mainstream. If I don't need to remember hundreds of passwords I currently have and be able to literally eyeball it, I'm totally up for that. So we've come to the end of our time together. I hope that today's episode has enlightened you and you've enjoyed your time spent here. Don't forget that there are multiple options for technology training from various clubs in the village. And if there's something you want me to cover here in tutorial form, or if you have a specific question, please email me at talktech949@gmail.com. Who knows, you might be the next question of the month. Remember, be kind when posting online. Take care and make it a great day and a great month. Thank you.